Well, guys, this is exactly what we did during the COVID-19 induced lockdown during the months of March and till September. We just sat on our couches, turned into couch potatoes, or we hogged all the munchies that was at home. Well, you're watching TV9 News, and I'm your host Deepak, and today we will speak about the changing patterns in our eating habits. Now, according to a survey which was conducted on a group of 10 people, the researchers found that 66% of the 10 people who were part of the survey claimed that they were eating more than what they used to consume during the pandemic, and this is reportedly 20% more than the global consumption rate of snacks. And the remaining 22% of them claim that they had less than whatever they were having during the pandemic, or the quantity of snacks that they consumed was the same throughout, even during the pandemic and even right now. Another survey which was conducted between the 6th and 11th of October clearly showed that millennials preferred snacks over any meals any day. So what does this mean, and why are people consuming so much of snacks? Well, people are either bored, or they just want to uplift their mood, or they are genuinely hungry. But since we didn't have anywhere to go during the pandemic, all we could think of is settle on a couch and consume all the snacks that you have at home. Now, overeating of snacks could also have some downsides, and probably people should think of certain alternatives. So in order to tell us about that and more, we have with us a dietitian and also a nutrition expert. Many thanks, Sheila, for joining me in this interaction session. Firstly, could you please tell us if you found such trends of overeating, especially during the pandemic? And do you think that staying more at home is proportionate to the quantity of snacks that is consumed by people?
The pandemic has made people to eat in excess. One of the main reasons being that most people are working from home or just staying at home for the fear of going out. This has led to an increased food intake, especially in the evenings, or rather at snack time. So a lot of unhealthy snacks and a lot of new varieties of snacks are being tried out at home, which is increasing the intake of overall calories, fat, and so on.
Well, also, Sheila, another question that I would like to ask you, and which is very important, is to know about the downsides of overeating snacks. So what are the downsides of oversnacking?
Indian snacks are usually very high in fat and salt or sugar, and these are the kind of snacks most people are eating during the pandemic time because they are at home. So the downside of eating unhealthy snacks, most of the time or almost every day or even regularly, is that the excess amount of fat builds fat in the body, which means it can lead to weight gain. And it can also lead to related health problems like type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure, and so on. It could lead to high lipids like cholesterol, triglycerides, and this can result in heart conditions. So there's definitely a lot of downside to unhealthy eating, especially if the snacks are high in fat, salt, or sugar. So please take care and avoid unhealthy snacks.
Well, Sheila, last but not the least, if you could tell our viewers about the alternatives, it would really help them in not bearing the brunt of carrying a heavy belly.
Do you really want to eat unhealthily, especially during the pandemic? Don't you think eating healthy will also build up your immunity and prevent health problems? So instead of eating unhealthy snacks every evening, replace them with better options like maybe a fresh fruit or a bowl of fresh fruit salad or a cup of sprouts or some roasted chana or a handful of almonds. There are so many healthy options that you can use at snack time in the evening. Also, if you feel very hungry and you want to divert your attention away from food, go for a stroll. It doesn't have to be outside. If you don't wish to go out, you can just stroll around at home, on the terrace, in your garden, or if you live in an apartment, in the balcony, anywhere, go for a stroll. read something, read a book, talk to a friend, or develop a hobby that will divert your attention away from eating. So there are very many ways that you can avoid unhealthy snacking. So stay healthy and take care.
Well, many thanks, Sheila, for joining us and giving us your valuable inputs. I hope our viewers consider these alternatives in their day-to-day life to avoid problems such as obesity due to over-snacking. And another survey after COVID-19 lockdown was lifted showed that the sales of these snacks and beverages across the world and in India dropped significantly, because during the pandemic, like I mentioned earlier, people learned how to cook, and they learned how to cook a lot of things, and they learned how to bake their own munchies and even desserts, so they didn't have to depend on another source from where they could get all their munchies. And one important point is that people also learned how to cook some of the immunity boosters. Now, speaking about the immunity boosters, people learned how to cook them, and also depended on these healthy snacks to ensure that their immunity is battle ready. Well, healthy immunity snacks includes some of the nuts which are very good for health, and other such components of diet which you can consider to help boost your immunity. So this was one of the major points that I would like to highlight, because even though they overate snacks, one part of it was healthier part of the rest of the snack. So what have we observed in this particular survey? Well, we observed two things. Firstly, people consumed a lot of snacks and turned into couch potatoes. And the second thing is that people also considered learning how to cook these snacks, and some of them were also healthy for the human body at that given point of time, such as immunity boosters. So even though our eating habits change over time, we should always make sure that we keep a track on what we are eating, and also about the quantity that we are eating. You wouldn't want to overeat and bear the brunt of carrying a heavy belly, right? So eat smart and also snack, but also keep a track of whatever you snack. Thank you for watching this video. Please do drop in your comments, and also like, share and subscribe to TV9 News. Thanks for watching.